Well, we moved here from Arizona. We lived in Mesa. Yeah, our kids started getting older, and we were looking to move. We loved where we're at, loved the ward there, and loved the city, but just kind of felt like it was time for us to look for other places, maybe get out of the metropolitan area a little bit. We
The whole thought of moving. I mean, this was a process that took years, but yeah, we looked in
yeah
the Valley of the Sun in the
Yeah.
Phoenix area, Mesa, Gilbert area,
looked up in northern Arizona.
Arizona,
Yeah, I looked at Utah and Idaho. Yeah.
and we have two of our oldest sons. They're both married, and they each have 2 daughters. We've got 4 granddaughters. They were even kind of thinking, kind of tooling around. Well, maybe Oregon, maybe Tennessee, maybe Minnesota. We had lived in Minnesota for a while, and so we thought maybe Minnesota. So I mean, we were just, and this is all. It's kind of been a conversation that we've had for
a couple of years, and what we weren't finding anything. And so I mean, we were driving up into northern Arizona and looking at places, and just didn't find anything, and had reached the point where we're like, well, maybe we're just here. Maybe this is we're just where we're going to stay. And the prices there in the valley, though, were going through the roof. I mean, as far as housing, I mean, it's still very expensive there. And so anyway, we started looking online, and then Kevin.
Yes, we have a nephew who my sister had said, "Oh, listen, Kevin, he's talking about maybe Missouri." We thought, "Oh, Missouri.
Yeah.
We never thought of Missouri." So we just, we started Googling, and I had mentioned it to our 2 other sons and their wives. And one of my sons and his wife, they work for Edward Jones, which is, stationed right there in St. Louis area.
And then happened to find this place that we bought here.
It was kind of narrowing. I thought, then we found.
Yeah, and we did. And I remember
area.
When Kathy got, I was going to say you got excited, but you were very moved or whatever. And, and went to her mom's house and said, "Here, go take a look at this place we found in Kirksville." And just based off of the description and the pictures.
We had never been to Kirksville.
We'd never been to Kirksville before.
And as we were kind of going through, looking at okay, there's this one. What do you think of that? What do you think of this? Because my mom came to, she's living with us too. She moved from Mesa, so she's with us too. And just so I was like, we need your input, Mom. What do you think? And as we were looking through, we were just like, this is the one. I'm like, is this the house? And I'm like, yeah, this is it. And I asked my mom, is this home? And it's like, yes, this is home. And we just teared up, cried. We just felt like this is home for us. So I ran home to Tom and said, you need to make an offer on this house. Now, hurry. You need to make an offer on this house. This is the one. This is the one we want. This is the right one.
It was one of those things where I work from home. I work in cybersecurity. And so, between working in cybersecurity and COVID and all of those things that were going on in the world, I didn't have to go to the office. And when I got hired at the company that I'm working for now, they happen to be based out of Kansas City, which is kind of nice because if they have something going on, I can go to Kansas City. But we weren't really moving here because of that. It just happened to be nearby. And so when we were coming out here, and we thought it might take us a year to get everything here because we're now having to figure out, how can we get all of our kids to move out here with us, right? And so, to try to shorten up that part of the story, they all did. And so our son and his wife, who work for Edward Jones, they live across.
They're across the street.
They're across the street from us. Our son, who works
from home too, and his wife was Michael a school teacher. They're just an eighth of a mile up on the same street. We're all here on First Street. And my mom's here. My sister lives with us. Her youngest son lives with us.
Yeah, and then
our nephew, who had talked about moving here, is just right our backyards. join.
Yeah,
So it's like,
and then the two brother-in-laws that Casey and Tanner, and
you
Andrew
might
and
know
Katie,
them. They live in
Hannibal.
Hannibal.
Yeah.
So we've had this kind of this family migration
Yeah.
to Kirksville and to the Hannibal area, and we absolutely love it. And I know, and I will testify that the Lord's hand was in this, because it's everything. Once we narrowed in on Missouri and Kirksville, things just fell into place.
Yeah.
That Tom and I, we look, it's just like, how did this even happen? I mean, because we felt like it wasn't our doing.
Well, so even with the kids moving, so Paul and Kirsty both worked for Edward Jones. Paul had worked from home for a long time, but Kirsty's job was a go into the office job there. And they were able to work it out so she could work from home as well. So that worked out. Amanda stopped teaching in school. She's at home now with the kids full time. But Michael's job, they had him working at home because of COVID. But he said, hey, this seems to be working out. I'd like to go move here. And they said, fine. And so the fact, and they were both able to sell their homes and do okay on the sale of their homes, and then come here and find homes. And then for us, we had it where they came out here and without having purchased a home here. And so they stayed with us here in this home while they were looking for a home. So
we've had so many U-Haul trucks and
I know
moving
our
trucks
neighbors must think
and in and out of this house for the past 6 months, that our neighbors are probably like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So we have to go to the neighbors. We are normal.
I know.
We are relatively normal.
I think we're running an Amazon warehouse here or something like that, But no, it's just worked out perfectly, and we love it here.
Our two other sons. We have two other sons. One other son, our youngest son, is still with us here, and our middle son, he lives the farthest away from us all. He's just around the corner, maybe about half a mile away. So
he's in an apartment.
But he's in an apartment just around the corner. But I will tell you that I have learned in this process that what the Lord has planned for you, if you just let the Lord work his plan for you and just be willing to be okay with that and to keep moving forward and doing what you feel is right, it's so much better than what you can do on your own.
But the hardest part about this whole story is when, we went to church for the first time and they said, oh, great, why are you here? I don't know. It's like, I'm like, so do you have a half an hour in a camera and we can talk about it? It's just crazy. And so I've gone from a story that took this long to tell to one that takes this long to tell, and now when they say, why are you here? I just have to admit, it's like, I don't know. I think we're supposed to be here,